Hi, my name is Terry Green Clark. Welcome to Demystifying College Admissions video series, Part 1, Getting Started on the College Process. Many parents often ask me, when is a good time to start thinking about college for my teen? Although each child is different, my recommendations or a good rule of thumb is to start by looking at each individual high school year. Freshman year. Do not do any college search. Let your teens figure themselves out without worrying about the future. Freshman year is really a great time for students to figure out their interests and passion. It gives them a better understanding of themselves and confidence. This will ultimately make them better candidates for college because they bring something unique to the table. Sophomore year. Focus on teens getting good grades and committing to a couple of activities. Sophomore year is really the first time that students will see a GPA or a grade point average. This is an important piece of an application, so finishing sophomore year with a strong GPA only helps them in their ultimate college application in the future. Committing to a sport, a club, a job, a service project is important for a minimum of 3 years throughout high school because it shows that they have perseverance and stick-to-itiveness, which is what many colleges are looking for, those type of characteristics from their potential applicants. Junior year. Prepare your students for the most academically challenging and stressful year. Academics are ramped up in junior year across the board. This also includes honors and AP classes. Add the variables including extracurricular activities, thinking about their future, researching colleges, preparing for standardized testing, taking standardized testing, and the result is a very challenging year for every student. Senior year. Prepare yourself and your teens for a year full of decisions and change. The college process itself is constantly changing and extraordinarily unpredictable. The ideal candidate one year may have fallen from grace the next because the goals and objectives of that university has changed. The best thing you can do for your student is to help them think about how different scenarios for college would play out. By doing so, they will be able to make thoughtful decisions when it comes time for the college decision. What do parents need to know about their teens during the college process? First, your teens are anxious and stressed. Teens are hearing about the college process in school, on their sports fields, at work, in their clubs, at their service projects, from their family, from their friends. They're even getting emails from colleges who are trying to entice them to apply to their schools. So just because they don't want to talk to you about it doesn't mean that they're not thinking about it. My daughter Allie likened it to a clock that would be ticking in her head, and periodically it would go off and send her into a frenzy because she felt she had made a mistake or missed something about the college process. Next, the college process is an emotional roller coaster ride. Strap yourself in and get ready for a bumpy ride. The competitive nature of college admissions dictates that there are going to be highs and lows along the way. My advice to you is to celebrate every success that comes your way and to look for the silver lining in those lows. Being emotionally prepared is your best defense. Next, students will change their minds constantly. I know you think this is unique to your teen, but is apparent across the board. When my third child started the college process, she had a pretty good sense of what she wanted, having witnessed her brother and sister go through the process and shared in their experiences. So it really didn't come as a surprise when she decided to apply to one school early in the process. When that decision did come on December 15th, she didn't have to say a word when the tears started to flow. I knew, so I tried to scoop her up in a hug and tell her that it wasn't the end, it was just the beginning, and she was going to have great opportunities down the line. After a few minutes, she looked up at me through those big crocodile tears and said, "I didn't think I wanted to go there anyways." And I thought, oh my goodness, I guess this is a blessing in disguise. Somewhere between November 15th and December 15th, the school that had risen to the top of her list had fallen down the ladder. So even when you think you do everything right, your teens may change their mind. Next, teens who start the process will be different individuals when they finish the process. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I can tell you it is absolutely true. I remember in May of my daughter's junior year, sitting in the office of her guidance counselor, and we were at a complete stalemate. We could not agree on anything. I actually remember thinking to myself, I think this girl might need a PG year. She may need to take a year off in between high school and college. If you had told me then that within 6 months, my daughter would find colleges that were a good fit for her, apply to one early decision, get accepted to that one college, and secure a spot on the rowing team, I would not have believed you. But somehow, during that 6-month period, she had gone from somebody who was really unsure of the path she would take to someone who was a confident person who had a vision and goals for herself. Next, teens and parents will need to work together. This is an extraordinarily developmental time, and a friend of mine who works in professional childhood development told me that most 17-year-olds cannot handle the college process alone. Of course, that made me feel so much better about my own children because I thought I had the only ones who couldn't do this by themselves. But it became very apparent to me when my son Patrick and I were looking at schools. He had a very specific goals in mind. He wanted to graduate with a BFA in music and a BS in business administration. As we started exploring more colleges and trying to narrow the focus, many schools told us that this process would be easy and that they could do it. But as we got more educated and asked more questions, we realized that it wasn't as easy or it couldn't be done in the time frame that he wanted. With us working together was, I believe, the only way that we would have been able to narrow down his choices and have him apply to schools that were able to fit his goals and objectives. Finally, each teen develops at their own pace. This is extremely important to remember because the college process is an individual process for each teen. So do not compare your own teen to any friends, peers, family, even siblings. It is really a process that they need to go through themselves. Things to think about junior year. Set up a separate email account for all college correspondence. This is important for both the teens and the parent because we all get hundreds of emails every day and oftentimes things get lost. By having your own emails, when you go to look at that account, you will focus on only college correspondence and you will ensure that nothing will get lost. Borrow a college guidebook from a library or purchase one. These are often available from Peterson's, Princeton, Review, etc. And these books provide pertinent information for each university. They will give you a summary of all of the colleges in the country. And even though you can Google all of this information, sometimes it does take more time to drill down to find the specific information that you're looking for when you are on a college website. Plan to take the PSAT in the fall of junior year. Most high schools offer that, and it also gives students the opportunity to see what areas they will need to work on when they have to take their standardized tests for their college application. Begin to think about and to research colleges that will match students' academic interests, location, and extracurricular activities. One of the important ways to do this is to look at the college scoreboard the College Scorecard website. This website is a government website that allows you to drill down and find specific colleges that meet your interests. For example, if you wanted to study biology in the Northeast in a university that had 5,000 students or less, you could put that criteria in there and it would subsequently give you the list of colleges that meet that criteria. This is important when you're looking to research it because then you can take that information further and go to those university websites to get more information. Next, explore college fairs and webinars. College fairs are available on a broad scale, primarily in the spring and the fall, but there are many local college fairs at high schools throughout the year. Webinars are an opportunity for parents and students to explore information from colleges, from their admissions department, from their faculty, etc. It's a great way to find out information about each specific college. Plan to take the standardized SAT and ACT tests required by most colleges during the spring. In order to do that, you need to make plans for yourself and set aside time to prepare for these SATs and the ACTs. The ACTs and SATs provide online prepping for free of charge or for nominal fees. So go to their college websites for that information. College visits, unofficial and official visits. An unofficial visit just requires a teen and their parent to go to a university, to start walking around, to visit the library, to have lunch in the cafeteria. Your goal is really to just get a sense of what this campus is like and to see if that criteria is something that will be important to your teen when they're looking at the college application process and deciding on universities. Begin locally. We live in Massachusetts, so we're so lucky to have many universities in our backyard that do not require a plane ticket away. You can go to them unofficially and get the sense of what is happening in that school. The factors to look at when you're on an official or unofficial visit starts with geography. How far do your students really want to go? Do they want to go as far as the West Coast, or do they just want to stay in Massachusetts? The location, is it urban or suburban? Do they want to be in a city or do they want to be in a suburb? Size, how many students do they want to have in the university? Do they want 4,000 or 40,000? Very different feel at any campus. Is it a closed campus versus an open campus? A closed campus is typically found in the suburbs or in rural areas. A university that would be similar to a closed campus in Massachusetts would be a Wellesley College. It basically has all of the facilities, dormitories, and living and facilities within its geographic location, and oftentimes there's a wall that segregates it from the rest of the community. An open campus would be something where the city and different work experiences intermix with the university. A great example of that is BU. Which campus would be more conducive to your student? Access to the city, transportation, employment. What factors are important to your students when they go off to college? Are they going to be looking for a job? What needs will they have? The most important thing I can tell you about any college visit, official or unofficial, is to record every visit you get. The reason being is that when you visit 3 or 4 universities, they all start to blend together. I guarantee you will not be able to distinguish one from the other unless your student takes some notes. Throughout the process with my 3 children, I developed a college visit fact sheet that incorporates all of the different elements that they found important. You don't need to look at something like this, but it does help you identify certain factors like, does it have a blue light system? What level sports do they play? What majors do they have? What are the pros and cons? Do they have freshman housing? How long do they offer housing? By identifying these characteristics, it will help your student make the decision as to what schools are the best fit for them. Official college visits. Before you go on any official college visit, Research colleges based upon your academic and extracurricular interests. Generate a list of universities that your teen would like to visit. After doing that, research the college's majors based upon your students' interests and the criteria that they've developed. Book that official tour and information session because times and days vary. Find out if the university offers or requires an interview. If they do, book one. Check to see if any majors have special tours or information sessions. This is often found within the arts programs or engineering programs. If available, book a session. Check to see if any financial aid sessions are offered while visiting the university. If they are, book a financial aid session. Finally, print a map of the campus. You will need to find the admissions office and know where to park. Having this will be a vital part of you getting to your appointments on time. Tips for your college visits. Stop by the Career Development Office. This is a great opportunity to see what type of internships are available and even to explore postgraduate job opportunities. Pick up a copy of the school newspaper. It's a great way to get the inside scoop on what's going on around campus. Sign up for the college blog or newsletter. It will often provide you with admissions information as well as notify you of various webinars that might be happening. Find out the name of the regional coordinator at each university of interest. The regional coordinator is often the person responsible for reviewing your application in the college process. Developing a relationship with that person will be important. Walk or drive around the neighborhood where the college campus is located. Ask yourself, is this a place that I can be living for the next 4 years? Finally, record all college visits. As I had mentioned previously, they will all blend together. So this concludes part 1 of the Demystifying College Admissions video series. I hope you have found it helpful in getting started on the college process. If you would like checklists for juniors and seniors by season, visit my website at www.terrygreenclark.com. Thank you for your time.